Hi, it's Mandy from Mindset for Success with today's Mindset Matters. Now, someone asked me the question this week, how do I keep motivated? So here's the thing. We are human beings and we're fundamentally driven by how we feel. So it's highly unlikely that every day you will feel like doing the things that you have to do all day and every day. I can guarantee you won't, because we need motivation every day. Now, the other thing about being humans is that we're motivated by our needs in life. And a lot of our basic needs are food, shelter, warmth, comfortable, having a rest, looking after our self-esteem. So perhaps we don't want to do the task because it makes us feel belittled or small or minimizes our power in some way. So there are a million reasons not to go ahead and do the thing that we want to do. And motivation is actually what causes you to take action. So there's a couple of ways that you can increase your success rate to do the things that you know you should, aka motivation. The first thing is look at the task that you're doing and see if you can creatively hook it up to a higher level goal. Because if you can hook it up to something you really desire to achieve, then your desire and your why, which comes from your heart, is on a much higher level. It's going to excite you and you're going to be able to understand why this tedious task is necessary. So let's imagine that you want to lose some weight, and the main reason is, when you ask yourself why several times, it's because you actually want to look fantastic on your wedding day. Or maybe for someone else, it's so that they have the energy to play with their children or their grandchildren. So whatever your reason is, your big reason, hook up that task. And another way to help you do that is if you create a vision for your year, and you create some goals and you write them down and you get really connected to why you want them, I guarantee that a couple of the tasks that you don't feel like doing, you're not motivated, will make up your bigger goal. So that is one key step. However, the chances of you doing that every day, I totally appreciate, will not be 100%. So the second way to help you be motivated is to ensure that you create helpful habits. Habits shape your results, and habits make up the person that you become. And we run at least half our day on habit, which means on autopilot. So we're not really aware of what we're doing. And what happens, our habits are run from our subconscious mind, which is the part that runs our life. So if a task that you want to do feels hard, so you tell yourself, I don't feel motivated, we do not like to do hard things. Humans are motivated towards pleasure and away from pain. So again, you're going to have a conflict and you probably won't feel like doing it. So then you'll flip onto autopilot and your subconscious will run a habitual, comfortable program, because we also, our brain wants to keep us safe and comfortable, and the comfortable program may not be in alignment with what you actually want to achieve in your life. So by creating habits, ones that you create as helpful habits, when you fall back into autopilot, you have a better chance of falling back into that behavior because you've now made it a habit. So the key to create habits is to start small. Pick a behavior that you would like to do more of. Again, let's say it's exercising. So perhaps you hate exercising and you want to make daily exercising a habit. If you go for 5 days a week, you'll probably fail. Yet if you decide that you will go 2 days a week for 10 minutes, most people can find 10 minutes. It won't feel too hard. It might even feel easy, and that's the key, because we're motivated towards pleasure and away from pain. So make it really easy and stick with it until you've made that behavior, the small behavior, a habit. Now, making it stick and doing it consistently may take a bit of what I call grit and discipline. You've just got to do it. So schedule it in your diary as a non-negotiable. When you've made that behavior a habit, which might take you 6 months, it might be less and it might be more, but in the overall scheme of life, does it matter? If you can create a habit out of exercise, isn't it okay if it takes you longer? So when you've made it a habit, research differs, but I would say minimum 6 months for an exercise habit, sometimes 18 months. Then you can increase the duration and the frequency. So maybe after 2 months, you can increase it to 3 or 4 times a week for 20 minutes. Maybe within 6 months to a year, exercising 4 days a week for half an hour has become a habit. And then maybe down the track, you might even fall in love with exercising. The last key with creating a habit is to tack it on to something you're already doing. So let's say you want to be a great planner at work and you don't do any planning. So you put a note on your desk so that the moment you sit down at your desk, that is your planning time, and you just start small. Maybe for 2 minutes, 3 days a week, something easy. And as you make that a habit, you start to increase so that you plan 3 times a week, 4 times a week. And then maybe when you do that every day as a normal, natural habit, you then make the habit of reviewing your day and reviewing your week, which will be very helpful. If it's exercising, perhaps you put your exercise gear by your bed, and you know that when your alarm clock goes off, you might have to put the alarm clock on the other side of the room too to turn it off. You get out of bed and that is your exercise time. So that's the key to making a behavior become a habit. It needs to be easy. Schedule it into your diary and tack it onto something you're already doing it, so that you prove to yourself that you are the sort of person that can do the behaviors that are necessary to achieve what you want. You will need less motivation because you will be more inspired, and you will be running on autopilot habits that you have now created that are helpful, rather than perhaps your current habits, which may actually be pulling you off course. And when you get pulled off course, you're never as motivated, so it becomes a vicious circle. You don't have motivation, you're not doing the things you want, so you feel less motivated. So that, I hope, helps you with the term motivation. See if you can turn it into your why and inspiration, and then focus on small behaviors until they become habits, so that you will more automatically fall into your helpful habits rather than the unhelpful habits. If you hear yourself, say to yourself, I don't feel like doing this. And lastly, change your language. When you hear yourself say, I don't feel like doing this, or I don't feel motivated, delete that and add in a new statement such as, every day I am becoming even more motivated. Your words have power, and even changing your language alone can make massive positive impact on your results. Thank you, Mandy from Mindset for Success, with today's Mindset Matters.